I feel good. I feel great. I feel terrific. I feel good. I feel great. I feel terrific. I feel good. I feel great. I feel terrific. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. I've got that joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart today, I've got that joy, 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 joy. Down in my heart, bum, bum, bum. Down in my heart, down in my heart, I've got that joy, 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 joy. Down in my heart, down in my heart to stay. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be there? Would you be our neighbor? Good day, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in to the WA. We're now in Michigan, Florida, California, and Tennessee. We are the new build experts you need to see and talk to. This show is sponsored by PCF Home. PCF Home. Durable, elegant, comfortable. Quiet luxury. And what is quiet luxury? Quiet luxury is durable, elegant, and comfortable. The title of the show today is Blind Spots and Your Steps to Retirement Success Inside Your Dream House. Now, this sounds like a interesting topic, sort of drawn out, but what I realized is my blind spots. I am single, and I realize that I am single because of my blind spots. My play sister, Lisa, used to always just shake her head because I would always miss my blind spots of when women were attracted to me. So you have to be aware of those blind spots. And in some of those blind spots, I realized I had even taken out of the equation friends who had actually even attempted to take me out because I was either blind because they were a friend or blind because they were from a different part of a country. So you have to be aware of your blind spots. And within that, you can actually have a full life. So I want to talk about the blind spots and your steps to your retirement success. You know, every day we're changing, becoming fuller and having fuller lives. And you want to be prepared for each day as it comes. And the way you prepare for later is preparing now. Have some good iced tea. You live for the now. You enjoy the vision of what you want to see now. Like, for example, I mentioned being single. So, what I need to do is see myself happy and in a loving relationship. If you are seeing yourself retired and in a comfortable home, or not even just like starting now, you need to see yourself now comfortable and sitting in a retired home. And when I say retirement, I don't mean like you have to go to a senior citizen home. I mean you can see yourself sitting lovely in the home you plan to retire in. And it could be your forever home. And what you need to do is to actually see that home now. You need to see your retirement success now. You need to see how you want it now, not. And that was one of my blind spots because I was always going to see it later, therefore I never saw it now. Don't get me wrong, I've seen plenty of great things, but the whole thing is you have to see it now and feel it now in order to receive it now. So what you want to see is you want to see yourself with your loving other and family enjoying yourselves. And I'm preaching to the choir, as they say, as some of my favorite people say. You have to see yourself happy in that home, enjoying yourself with friends and family. And I'm glad I said that to myself out loud because I had forgotten about my dream home and enjoying myself with my friends and family. So, what are the blind spots in your retirement success? One of them is just honestly taking a look at exactly where you are right now, as far as, like an honest look, not like I did this wrong or there's something wrong with the choice I made. Let's not start from there anymore because that's just starting from the past. You're starting from the present. So what you want to look at is your all your choices you have right now, the things you're paying for, the things you shouldn't be paying for, the things you're not using anymore that are no longer effective or worthwhile. Double check on your credit card, like there's one a charge I have to check on, and find. And the amazing thing is, they told me I have to find from which account I sent my email, and I've sent it to every email from every email account I have. So I'm gonna have to walk into the store and call corporate. But you have to take care of these things, and that's looking realistically at your blind spots. Is one of your blind spots your health? Something as simple as, believe me, I know, because I had a miracle. It's something as simple as kicking your legs and moving. You can have a change in your body. Believe me, I know. And I can see the difference. A friend of mine, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I got his face, and he's a member of the Wordlow. Yeah, Wordlow was very inspirational to me when I had just finished having a my traumatic accident about a decade or so ago, and he was giving me pointers on how to, get myself in shape and what people appreciate and how I can, keeping me moving forward. And I was blessed to actually choose a actual health club that him and someone else were members of. And it was a very good health club for me until the panoramic. And that sort of blew the whole game apart. It was really fun. And actually being a part of it was an upscale spa. It was really nice going to the spa and enjoying the pool and things. However, in the steps to my retirement success, I did not feel that comfortable actually exercising with folks out and open like that. So I had to change that step for me and look at the blind spots for me. So, what are your blind spots? Look at all your finances, look at what you're going to be paying into the future, what finances might increase, how can you actually increase your income flow into your life. If you're getting into property, it'll step to your retirement success. Are you looking for, I was talking to someone yesterday, are you looking for an investment that gets you equity at the end, like large equity? Or are you looking for an investment that gets you, I see I'm getting a little dry, but get some water, some tea or something. Let's see, that gets you monthly cash flow. Because if you're looking for monthly cash flow, you're looking for one type of property investment. And if you're looking for equity, then you're looking for a different type of property investment. The equity investments usually have an investment of large capital, which then in turn allows you to receive a large return on your investment. If you're looking for cash flow, usually those are smaller investments. However, they do allow a constant monthly cash flow. It's all about your steps because you can, like the one concept, you can take your properties and take the large lump sum and take that large lump sum, place it into a mutual fund or some large interest bearing account, receive the returns from that monthly. And that is your retirement, your steps towards your retirement success. Or you could actually create your own monthly cash flow towards yourself through income or of residual income, such as properties or stocks or something to that aspect, and you manage the actual decisions to be made, therefore receiving your return. And these are all important decisions. So now we're going to go back to the Michigan side report that I was blessed to go to the financial literacy seminar. If you look on my profile or on my page, you will notice the last on the 6th, I think it was. Oh, or I'm sorry, it should have been on the 7th actually of the beginning part where I give how you can actually still go to these various seminars and events. And the event actually is bilingual. So if you know someone who is Spanish speaking, there is a person there who actually interprets for the Spanish speaking community because it is on the southwest side of the city of Detroit, Michigan. So, in following along with our steps to retirement success, number three, what you would do is seek professional advice if you need it. You want someone to help you determine an appropriate retirement saving goal, help you factor in variables such as inflation, future healthcare expenses, life expectancy, and projected investment returns, help you balance your retirement savings goal with other financial goals, meet with you regularly to track progress and adjust as necessary. What's next? Visualize your retirement. Complete them with a spouse or partner. Complete them with a friend or family member if single. If you can see it, you can make it happen. Remember what I was talking about? You got to see it. You have to see it. Investing. What's your investing approach? I prefer to figure it out all myself. I just need a little guidance and I'm good. Please, can someone just take care of this for me? In other words, Jesus, take the wheel. Are you ready to invest? You have a steady income. You have money left over after meeting your financial obligations. You've built up your savings, including a 3 to 6 month emergency fund before establishing an investment account. Looking at your investing terms, stocks or stock mutual funds, shares or equity ownership in a company, high risk, high return potential, appropriate for long term financial goals such as retirement, may not make sense for shorter term financial goals, bonds or mutual funds used by companies, municipalities, and governments to finalize projects and operations. You are loaning them money, principal and stated interest rate paid back at a formal maturity date. Moderate risk, moderate potential returns, appropriate for mid range financial goals such as college funding. Cash equivalents, typically money market funds. Lower risk, consistent but lower returns, appropriate for shorter term financial goals such as saving for a down payment on a house, and may be a part of a retirement portfolio in later years. Understand how the economy affects your portfolio. Inflation. Historically, the cost of stuff has always gone up. Low inflation equals potentially good. High inflation equals potentially bad. Interest rates influenced by the Federal Reserve. When rates go up, stock prices generally go down. When rates go down, stock prices generally go up. Seek professional advice if you need it. Help you understand different types of investments and their place in a balanced investment portfolio. Help you determine your financial goals, such as retirement, buying a home, funding a college, funding a college education, starting your own business, or just getting better at budgeting and paying down credit card debt. Help you determine an appropriate investment strategy to pursue your financial goals based on your risk, tolerance, and time frame. Discuss professionally managed investment strategies that may be of interest to you. Meet with you on a regular basis to track progress and adjust as necessary. Where are you? What are your goals? Who are you protecting when you are gone? These are all important types of things for you to be aware of and to think of when you're doing retirement planning and investments. My goal for our next or one of these next shows is I am going to actually read this whole thing in proper Spanish. So you have to have goals for yourself and you have to also look for your blind spots. One of my blind spots was my fear of taking exams. Before I had actually had my accident, about a decade or so before that, some friends of mine, I'll give their names, Roy Frank and Mark Moppin, were kind enough to pay for me to be a real estate uh, licensed agent, and I paid them back. However, when I took my exams, I missed by one or two questions. I sort of got upset and somehow got something in my head and said, forget the whole agent thing, and sort of walked from it. And then after having my car accident, I didn't even think I could actually recall things to take the exam. So I had the story going about me that I can't take exams. Although I was a B plus A minus student, and I would have stayed that if it wouldn't have been for someone at the University of Michigan Dearborn who gave me D grade just because we have a difference in our discussion on Shakespeare. Everyone in the class was quite surprised it got such a grade, but we didn't. Yeah, I was just attempting to say. I guess he thought I was attempting to disagree with him, and I was just attempting to say Shakespeare could have been saying something else. We're not Shakespeare. No one can say exactly what Shakespeare was thinking unless Shakespeare writes down exactly what he was thinking. And then there's a whole part of the whole English structure and lords and like lords and ladies. And Shakespeare couldn't write everything that Shakespeare wanted to write because he could have got beheaded for writing what he wanted to write. So, but it all depends on who the discussion's coming from and if they actually understand where you're coming from. And unfortunately, he didn't understand where I was coming from, and I didn't understand where he was coming from. Because if I could have seen where he was coming from, perhaps I could have gotten him to see, or I could have had him to actually see my side of the discussion, and we could have had a better understanding. Because I totally love Shakespeare and the whole works of art in English. I was actually studying. I had a minor. I had my majors were English and psychology, and I was getting an early education degree. So of course I had interest in all those things. So unfortunate, and that's one of the things I learned from being in the class of the Real Estate Wealth Institute that I actually attend for when we were talking this week. I read a couple chapters from How to Win Friends and Influence People. And there is an amazing, I know I didn't take my book places. There it is. There's an amazing discussion I was allowed to read, and it was about how President Abraham Lincoln was attempting to speak to someone and they were the person was quite harsh towards the person they were working with, and therefore you would miss the actual true point of what you were looking for. And it was unfortunate, very unfortunate. So the president broke it down in a way so that the people could actually understand, and it was addressed to a letter addressed to General Hooker from Abraham Lincoln, and it was in the Dale Carnegie book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it just talks about how you have to start to also, allow yourself to get into the other mindset or head of someone else when you're talking to them. And if you can do that, you can really have a great conversation, as parents with your children, getting into your children's heads and attempting to remember when you were at that age. It wasn't so long ago. Don't try and act like it was, because it literally seemed like the blink of an eye. Because if you smell something from the kitchen, you'll swear you're sitting there right with your family at an event, and the memory will come back so strong that you'll blank out. So, remember these types of things. And when you're talking to people, you want to not only think about you, but attempt to think about them so you can get them to hear you. And that helps, especially when you're thinking about the steps to your retirement success, because if you're sitting there talking to someone and they're helping you plan for retirement, you definitely want to have them actually understand where you're coming from and where you want to go. And if you're the person who's helping a person plan their retirement, you want to be able to be in that person's space so you can hear from them and exactly where they want to come from and go. And it helped me immensely on calling around this week and speaking to people because as you've probably noticed, I've been doing posts. So if you happen to know someone in um, the state of Michigan, I'm going to start working on other states soon that is having trouble with their taxes for their home. Please have them give a call to, I'll give you a different number on the show this time, 248 419 1247. That's 248 419 1247. And that's just so people can find out what various programs can help them save their home or property right now in Wayne County, Macomb County, and Oakland County, Michigan. And when I was on the phone, I attempted to be in the space of the other people that I was calling and give them some loving information and let them know that we are also available to assist them if they so are deciding to move and want to sell their home. I'm surprised that I guess I sort of sound like Christopher Walken. I'm surprised, but surprised. I gotta do my Walken impression. That I am starting to. I had the signs out for new construction, and when I mentioned that we don't happen to have homes available. The amazing thing with us is we can actually complete your home in about 2 months, anyhow. However, most people won't even, unfortunately, wait that short period of time and want something now, now, now. So we do have people that do call us about homes that are available for sale or property. So I realized I still had knowledge to help people. So with that, even though I'm doing new construction, I can still help people save their homes because I hate seeing things being put out on the lawn when all they had to do was make a phone call. And that number is 248 419, any one day of the hour, any 24 hours of the day, any 7 days of the week. And we're there for tax lien assistance or with the county because there's various programs that let you, as you say, pay as you stay. And there's other programs that are available and counseling. All you have to do is ask. So, and then in the mindset of being in people's minds and speaking to people, I had to understand that even when speaking to my loving public, like everyone out there, I have to think from how can I help you, not what I have to help you. Because if I have just tell you what I have to help you and it's a parachute, but you need a fire hose, that's not going to help you any. And I could actually have the fire hose right behind me. You're like, but I need the fire hose. But I got this great, you're like, but I would say, like, okay, let's see. Let's say you need a parachute and I got a fire hose. You're like, but I need the parachute. But I got this great fire hose right behind me. It's a beautiful fire hose. See how shiny it is. It's a wonderful fire hose. All the whole time you just jumped out of the plane. We're jumping and we're both falling down in the air. But the funny part is we're falling at the same time. And I actually had my parachute on me and I could actually pass you a parachute in my hand. And I actually got to reach for the fire hose because it's in a bag that's falling behind me. So, and that's just a good example of you have to be able to hear who you're talking to. So that is my goal and how I shall try to assist the world from now on. I thank you so much for listening in today. It was my goal to give you something from the wonderful people at Michigan Side that had wonderful goals about things about. Sorry, there's a pizza commercial on TV. I just drooled a little bit. um, yeah, love pizza. Anyway, so back to the show. Yes. So, you want to be in people's minds and speak to them where they are. So, thank you so much. My goal is to speak to you where you are from now on. And if I'm missing it, please just tap me on the shoulder and let me know to pull back around the corner and we can talk instead of me being off on some kind of tangent that helps neither one of us. So, thank you so much for listening into the show today of looking for your blind spot and what your blind spots are in your steps to retirement success, and how even seeing that retirement success is part of curing your blind spots. I told you for a minute, I have been so busy working, I've forgotten what my dream home looked like. And actually seeing that, I gotten so deep into the with the shovel. And, now thank goodness I can actually see and feel the water and see my friends visiting and hear the happy kids and hear all the and hear the peace and quiet and hear the see me with my friend, a good lady, sitting there enjoying a glass or something, just relaxing. If I'm chilling out one of my dogs, just sitting there chilling, relaxing, enjoying a good steak or some good food, and just having a good conversation and having like friends and family over. And that's what life is about. It's about seeing your beautiful day and actually creating your good day now. Stop talking negative about people. Stop talking negative about other things. When you're doing that, all you're doing is giving power to the negative. I know it sounds like just a goody two shoe approach. However, the weird thing is our words have power, more power than we actually realize in the things we say. Because you can actually, there's a young lady I met by the name of Cassandra. I didn't realize that I had been keeping some of the, I'll just say, some of the demons and haters at bay just from my speech because I am who I am. Like Popeye said, I am who I am. And, that was a good thing. So be thankful for who you are, be true to who you are. And also, you don't have to, when people are saying the negative, you can not disrespect them and still somehow find the positive thing to say in the situation, even when it's a negative situation, and say what you want to occur, even though the bad things may be occurring, you have the faith and strength to say the sun will come out now. The sun will come out now. Not saying the sun will come out tomorrow. The sun will come out now. And you see the sun coming out now. It might be gloomy and dark, and you're still saying the sun will come out now. Not looking for tomorrow, look for right now. The sun will come out now. So thank you for listening in. We thank you for your time. We just want to say thanks for the memories of the blind spots on our show. We're about to go out the door. Today was perplexed. We talked about success, enjoying in the retirement flow. So thank you so much. Have a good day. Have a good week. And have a good life. This has been WA, your new build expert, also known as BAM! B for Smart Energy New Home. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.